Hey Jason, were you here? Hi Sasha, long time no see.
I know, right? Hey, Sophie. Hey, Jason.
Let's wait for few more people. Yeah, I see Bob logging in. Hi Bob,
Hello.
Oh,
how you doing?
Um, a little exhausted. Just got back from Boston yesterday for over a week.
Oh, you stay in Boston?
Yeah, so it was a wedding week for my daughter, so all hands on deck last week.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Now I just want to sleep.
But you're so you're working so hard, you're so diligent, you got on the call with us. So thank you for doing that.
I was looking forward to today, and yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, glad to be here. How are you
Awesome.
all?
Um, Sasha, you wanna go?
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Doing great, I think is the right answer. Yeah, no, doing pretty well. Uh, Continuing to uh figure out what it is that we're all doing, how we're doing it. Didn't get a chance to underwrite any deals this week. But yeah, uh, happy to be here anyway.
Mhm. So Jason is seem like on
Maybe
he's on.
driving.
Yeah, he's on, but maybe he's driving or something. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not driving. I'm just working, guys. So excuse me, but I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So, do you underwrite deals recently?
Yes, and I just underwrote a deal last night. It was a 312 unit in Harlton City, Texas. So that one actually didn't underwrite well. The brokers kind of inflated the numbers on the pro forma, and I mean, it was a beautiful property, but the numbers just didn't work out.
Yeah, I think maybe what I can give is an update on the deal that I underwrote a couple of weeks back and even put an LOI on. So
Yeah.
we didn't get the deal, but what we did do is that we offered 5.250. So that was, I think, 75K per unit. And whoever ended winning the deal paid 6 million. So that was the ask. The whisper price. So that makes it 95K per unit. I think they overpaid, but uh, that's just me. So uh, moving on to other properties. So kind of bittersweet, right? We didn't win, but then on the other hand, I don't think that they got a really good deal anyway. So that's that update. Hey, Andy.
Hi everyone.
I think
Hello,
Andy
hello.
is eager to underwrite a new deal.
I am. I'm actually looking at uh, like 4 or 5 other apartment right now, mostly from Marcus and Millichap. But then I'm also in connection with like 4 or 5 other commercial brokers. Um, and they all have different stuff, and I'm looking at all of them right now. The hard part is, you can analyze, you can grab data, um, analyze it. The question is, which one do you go with? I mean, they're all about 6.5, 6 to 7 cap or 7.5 cap. But which one do you go? I'm thinking unless I walk the property, it makes it hard to pick something. Unless someone can show me how to get out of analysis paralysis and just decide to go with one.
Well, you're not located where those deals are, right? Physically.
No, they're basically in either Dallas or Houston or San Antonio, but not in Austin. Austin is so hard to find something.
Okay, so you want to walk the property?
Yeah, and so I spent a lot of time talking to brokers, grabbing all the financial, going through the underwriting, and then just sitting there looking at the data. And I probably have to walk the property, drive around the area, um, and that way I can pull a trigger. Or else it's just
Oh,
financial data.
oh, amazing! It's funny because I just came up on this company yesterday that what they do is you tell them like this is the property you're interested in, this is the
Hmm.
location, and
Hmm.
then they find someone to basically wear a GoPro and with headphones, and they just drive around and walk around the property for you, and you get to be like live feed and
Hmm.
the recording of all of this stuff.
Oh.
And then like you can ask questions through this person live,
Hmm.
or just like give them a script prior to that. So how much would you pay for a service like that?
Because it's mostly like real estate assistance people. I'll pay $50 to $100 an hour just to see it, and probably only need 1 or 2 hours or something. I don't know.
Yes, probably a
But I do
couple
know
hours.
there are company that does boots on the ground.
Hmm.
They will walk property, take pictures, drone stuff for you, even if you're out of state. Wholesalers use it all the time to help them do wholesaling nationally.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a couple of thousand, right? Like that's more like deeper due diligence, maybe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
this is more like preliminary.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certainly like a system process that we can do, kind of like you can screen the deals that see whether just from the financial standpoint, you can screen whether what is in your buy box. Also, when you talk to brokers, they also ask you, what's your buy box? What is usually the price? Like, are you confident taking on like a 10 million deal, or $20 million deal is fine too, right? Like how much money can you raise? How much money you have basically when you go shopping. And I like also they're gonna ask you how experienced your team is in this market.
Mm-hmm.
So like in a specific market, strategy might be different, right? Like even in Texas, there's team that they know how to get credits from the city, or like for property tax. They're gonna do like some affordable housing, different strategy. So I think we kind of like starting out, and we kind of like want everything around $10 million price. We can tell them our criteria, and then we get all the deals that in our criteria. And then from the financial, or maybe you can see also neighborhoods. So there's like C class, B class, A class. Do we want a $10 million C class or $10 million B class? Then the amount of unit will be different. So I think those should, when I look at the box.com, where Brassam Rock brokerage, they upload the deals, I eliminate those that like more units than I want. But also we just focus on BC class. We don't go to A. We also try to stay in the metro area and not going to a secondary tier or third tier, which more experienced people will do because they know more, right? Um,
Mm. Yeah,
yeah.
when I talk to brokers, I find out that the bigger unit apartments, like the 1, 2, 300, seem to have more competition. You go like from 20 to 40, 50, there's less competition. It's just way less. There's less people looking at them. Because probably you can't the scaling, the pricing, but there's a lot less competition on the smaller unit count and on those. Yeah. Mm. So what does everybody do all day? How does everybody spend all the time?
Jason is working. Well, I can tell you what I'm doing. After this meeting, I'm jumping into a couple of things I have to do for my consulting gig for a company called Madison. They do they use AI to respond to reviews. So their customer is small business owner, and it's a 24/7 AI that doesn't sleep. It's your social media manager basically. So that's my next couple of hours, and then I'm coming up with business ideas to launch. One of those ideas I just brought up a couple minutes ago here. So that service I told you doesn't really exist. I just came up with it, but that's what I'm doing.
How about you,
I'm happy to
Bob?
hear you paid 100,
I
200 bucks for it.
I am catching up after being gone over a week from the area, and after that, I've got some consulting work as well, reviewing some contracts, working to amend some draft policies, so I can get it to the proverbial powers be that will decide if the policies are acceptable to them, and yeah, and then I'm turning around Thursday, traveling somewhere else.
That's good. A lot of
Busy.
traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go
But
next.
I guess the one thing I should say too, I'm finally getting the last of my K1s for some multifamily deals, and
Mm.
nothing like wait until the deadline of October. So I've got to get the tax returns finalized based on those. That's it.
So you have the October 15th deadline? Like you
Yes,
did an extension?
I
Oh,
did an
cool.
extension, correct.
I did the same thing. So I had the 9/15 for the core and the 10/15 for the personal. So it's been a busy month.
I know a lot of people are doing tax right now. Look at this. Like
Exactly.
I'm sitting in a tax office. So this is my partner office, and she did this for the past year, and she been doing our tax. Like me and Sasha, we also just finished tax recently and got our return recently, so that's great. And I'm opening a location of this same franchise tax. Just these are like they don't target normal W2 people. They target business owner, investor, because they specialize in helping strategize tax and stuff for people instead of just filing their return. So we're opening a location from next month in Richardson, Texas. I'm sitting in Plano right now, and we met in this co-working space. I had an office next to this, and it's like we met and we talked and we like clicked. And she worked for Big Four and specialized in fund of funds. So she was managing funds, of course, tax and accounting for BlackRock's funds, and then other like multifamily or other like commercial asset funds. And also like so we click because like, oh, okay, this is what you do, oh, that's what I do, and then we talk, and I end up using her for our tax return and our funds returns and all that. So I think she understands this well, and and me and Sasha was like in a place where we want to look for cash flow, because then we can invest more, then we can put into more apartments. Look at that. Yeah. So that's like one business that I'm gonna start next month soon. And then after this call, I'm gonna jump on a call with this healthcare thing called Impact Health Sharing that I hope to push it out and sell it to entrepreneur and people with 1099, people that don't get their W-2 cover their insurance, should like me and Sasha, we use it right now. And that's like another source of income that hopefully we can put into this equity game that we're playing with apartments. So that's my day. And this is my birthday week. So I'm trying to just chill and not doing much.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday. Mm.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. You're listening. So there's a event in Houston this weekend, capital raising summit with Team Mai. Um, Sasha and I didn't tell you yet, yeah, Sasha, but we might need to go on Saturday. Just go one day in and out and don't need to stay there. Because that's the last day there. Pace Moore be there, and there's Paul Hutchinson there, and at night they have a charity dinner. And I know so many people there that I think I need to show up. And also my friend got a ticket for me, so gonna be there for that day. I think that's the final day, but also a great day to be there if you guys interested. And then next week we're gonna have another event, the MNetCon event.
Yeah.
Are you coming, Bob? You coming, right?
Yeah, I'm coming in early Saturday and leaving, staying through Sunday. Yes.
Okay,
Andy, are you
awesome.
coming?
Yeah, I'm
Pardon?
coming. I bought the ticket. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we can all, yeah, that's
Meet up.
great. Jason, are you gonna be there?
I think he would be.
Unfortunately, I changed my plans, guys, so I will not be at AIM.com. However, I still might be able to make the December bus tour. So
Mm.
keep my fingers crossed for that one.
Wait, when
Okay.
is the bus tour in December?
They usually have like is it like the Christmas party?
Correct.
Yeah, they have a Christmas thing.
So I think it's the second Saturday of December.
Yeah. And we booked ticket for Vietnam, guys. Like
Oh, yes.
November we will be out in Vietnam. Almost the whole November. So exciting. I'm excited for that. We're like, okay, now we need to make income, we need to buy apartments. But another side is like, oh, this is an opportunity to travel.
So yeah, there's a whole story there of points and airline miles and all of that stuff we can share with all of you if you're all interested.
Yeah,
Some mistakes to avoid, some things to do, things not to do.
yeah, we accumulate points by credit card churning. So we've been doing that and then accumulate some points. So now we use those points to buy travel, which I think everyone knows here. So
Well, and I say I'm getting back on a plane on Thursday. I'm going up to what's called Chicago Seminars, and it's basically all the points and miles people gather together. And so hopefully, yeah, that's one of my other little nerdy passions.
Oh, Bob, are you that
Oh.
points guy?
I wish I'm an aspiring points guy. Whoops.
Awesome. Yeah, well, don't do what we did, which is transfer miles to British Airways, and then to Qatar Airways, and then be surprised by a redemption fee. So Qatar Airways has a points redemption fee, which costs like half of a ticket. So
Oh,
but
lesson learned.
but Bob, share your maybe you can share your knowledge with us after that event.
I've been more than happy. I've been toying with the idea, and I'm probably going to do it to start a meetup here in New Mexico for travel. I mean, we have a financial meetup. I figured I love this part. This is part of the reason why I left my job so I could do more traveling. And I actually earlier this year did go to Vietnam and several other countries in Southeast Asia. So I'm excited for the two of you. A month.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm super excited too. This will be an amazing visit. I'll be coming back to Vietnam after 8 years. Uh, so yeah.
Bob, so you have a financial group like in that you like a meetup that you host in New Mexico?
I don't host it, but there's a group of us that get together. In fact, there's a meetup tonight, but I'm wiped out from travel. But uh, basically financial independence, people that are aspiring to it, people that have arrived there, and kind of how do you retire in the best possible way if you choose to retire. Although I'm of the mindset when if you leave your job and you think you're retired, you actually end up doing more things than you thought you were going to do, which I'm happy about. I've been told I'm in the honeymoon phase. We'll see how it plays out.
So is it Choose FI? I know there's a Choose FI big community, and I follow that Choose FI
Yes.
group as well.
So it grew out of the Choose FI community. They have these various meetups throughout the country. And so I've been a part of the Albuquerque meetup for 2 years. I think it's been around 3, but it's a good group of people. And frankly, in that type of mindset, a lot of your friends don't think the same way. So it's good to kind of bounce things off of each other and get some good ideas. And so, yeah, I'm sure there are definitely ones in the Dallas area. Those meetups.
Yeah. We love the Choose FI group in Austin. We went a few times. Really good group of people. So it's not just about like real estate. Also, like sometimes I get tired of real estate, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you're starting out, you want to surround yourself with real estate people, and then like at one point you look around and there's no one not in real estate. And then you want to find people that not in real estate to find a fresh perspective.
Mm. I know people who makes tons of money in the stock market, and I have to manage my own stock portfolio for retirement. So I am always open to anyone who wants to talk about stuff that's not real estate, like manage assets protections, stock managing or buy and sell stocks or buy and sell options. So yeah, it is nice to talk about some other assets class besides real estate. Mm.
Yeah, and
So,
you know, to create wealth in general, there's so many ways.
mhm.
Um, and I love that like we run into real estate and we create a lot of equities, me and Sasha, and then like we realized, oh wow, this equity is not really liquid. We need liquid too. And then we we was like, okay, we need liquid, so we need like, you know, cash flow. And real estate is not really cash flowing well right now. So, but business do, right? So there's a lot of businesses out there that can cash flow, but you also can build up the equity in the company. So those are what I was looking at, and that's how I run into this tax thing. And you know, I think other financial services too, because good thing about financial services company is you can buy them with zero money down. So if you go to buy, biz, sell, and look at those, like a lot of them are like seller finance and all of that. I think they want to avoid tax when they sell as well. So that's one of the thing. And so I'm kind of like, okay, real estate, but also we need a lot of cash to put into real estate.
So if you buy one of those business on buy, biz, sell, if you don't have experience, how would you handle it? I mean, like knowledge and experience on that type of business. You're gonna just learn as you go along, or how
You
that's
learn.
risky also.
So so you leverage. So the thing I learned, so when I go to Paul Hutchinson retreat and I came back, and I set goal and pray for more wealth and more, so I can give more and all that. It's appeared to me that I'm not leveraged enough, because we leverage by bank loan, by investing in real estate, we leverage bank loan. By investing as a limited partner, we leverage the GP experience. And that's why we can buy apartment, because we leverage their experience managing this thing and working with property management, asset management, and all that. But in my business, me, Sasha, we the only one that running, right? We don't leverage other people. We didn't build big team. So we not leverage other people experience and time enough. And so it showed up to me that, hey, you have to leverage other people experience and time more, and not just money. Money is just one part, and technology. So my partner, has 20 years experience in this. So I leverage her experience and expertise, so we can go buy these tax form. She actually took on like 1,000 customer, a tax firm that worth maybe 800K, but zero money down. So every single year when customer come in and pay their bill, she gonna pay the seller 25% of that. And then for the next 5 years, that's what she's gonna do. So no money out of pocket. After 25% paid to the seller, she still have money left. That's her profit. So everyone win-win, and the seller don't get hit with a tax bill.
So,
So
but after 5 years, um, does that pay the full purchasing price of 800K?
yeah, yeah,
It
no,
will.
like yeah. So 800K is like worth of 1.25 of their revenue. That's their revenue. It's some of the price they base on the revenue of the company. And somebody can sell different way. They want to, cash upfront. They want just 1x or 1.1, but they want like cash upfront. You have to put some money down and the bank finance something. But we don't want to do that, right? So we just want like, okay, cash flow. So if you want me to put money down, what is the return on that investment? So there's ways to buy businesses like that. And she can leverage my expertise as well, because I know the word of syndication, apartment, and all that. So we can do different things. I combine uh, our expertise. So leverage other, and then let other leverage you, kind of thing. But I think at the end of the day, we all should look for more fun. So whatever fun to do next.
Yeah, I mean, you can start a business or buy a business, and if you look at buying a business, there's multiple ways to do it, right? You can buy into a franchise, you can buy into an existing business that someone owns, you can sell it to you for cash, self-finance. So anyway, there's like different trajectories that you can take. So we're like discovering ways as we go, and this one makes sense. So also it's sort of a combination, right? I mean, so many people need tax services, including ourselves, and this is something that's cyclical, relatively predictable in terms of revenue and growth. So I think the value that Sophie also brings here is the operations side of it, and customer retention, activation, attraction, and all of those things. So it's a good business to be in.
Well, also recession proof. Everyone has to do tax during the recession anyway. So I'm looking for things that people cannot live without, like tax, health insurance, utilities, like things that you have to do anyway. So to make it a business, I think in the long run we're gonna get rewarded. Yeah. Real estate, like People need a place to live. But not not restaurant. I thought restaurant was good until I did restaurant. I think people need to place things to eat and stuff, but
You're always operating in margins on restaurants, so it's a hard business to get into and just. Yeah, I've only been a worker in one of those and I've seen enough to know that would not be a good investment for me.
did you
Yeah, and
invest
also probably
before?
Pardon?
Did you invest in restaurant before or
No, no, I worked.
oh you worked? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it also depends probably. Maybe it's similar to Airbnbs, right? Where if you're just a regular Airbnb, a regular 3-2 bedroom home, right? Maybe that's not money generating. But if you're a really fancy resort kind of retreat type of Airbnb, then yeah, you're very much in the green or in the black rather. So maybe same with restaurants, right? It's less about being just a casual sandwich shop and more a destination place. Maybe then it's a different math.
I
Yeah,
think
but
that I think the thing we learned, at least during COVID, it's taxes continued, insurance continued, restaurants were turned upside down, and so many went out of business and suffered from that. So,
that's
Yeah.
where that's when my restaurant out of business during COVID
okay.
in New York City. I learned a hard lesson. So that's why I'm really like want to choose what thing I'm gonna do when I start a small business again. But like from a 20 years old or 30 years old even perspective, it's gonna be boring, right? Like, oh, those are boring business. I want to do something like, different, something new, innovation, whatever.
Yeah, as a real estate investor, your cash flow is hard to come along unless you bought it everything in cash. Leveraging gets very little cash flow, and so a business does generate cash. So that's a good idea. I should look into that. Yeah.
Let's do
And
it, Andy.
he,
Let's start a business.
Okay. Um, yeah, we should talk more. We should talk more about it. Yeah. And actually, um, on the side, I am managing my own stock portfolio. So like, anyone want to talk about that? Like Bob or Jason wants to talk about stock. I'm open to that too. In the stock market, it swings. It normally goes up over the long term, but it does swing pretty wildly in different years. So, and I have no choice. I can't take it out of the stock market, but you have to own real estate and stock. So, and I'm managing it myself. So, anyone who wants to talk about it, I'll be glad to listen and learn about it
so
too.
Sasha is the one who managing our stock, and he always say that like, oh, real estate's bad, it's not liquid. But I don't see that he sell his stock that often. I also told him that your stock also never gets sold. Like you don't ever sell your stock anyway. It's also not that liquid.
Well,
Um,
you know, it's more like yeah, I mean, it's really about being able to sell versus wanting to sell.
And for me at least, it's a balance of having the stocks that generate dividends for income and other ones just like hold on and appreciate. So it's, yeah,
do
some of these
you do,
price. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, no. I was just gonna ask more in depth about like what kind of holding do you do? I have like 5 or 7 because I manage an entire retirement account. I have for myself, my wife, my son, and I have both Roth and traditional and all these 401ks. And so I have all these monies across different account. And I realized that holding if you own individual stock or you own ETF or you can even do calls on them. So they do different aspect. And I after managing it for all these years, I realized that the one that does extraordinarily well is the one where I buy the S&P 500 and do not question it. So like for example, My son is 14, but his 529 is like 310K. That's purely on the S&P 500 for the last 14 years. I think I only put in like 50 or 75, but for 14 years, it just keep going up and up. It swings a lot, but from 14 years ago to now, he's at 300, he's above 300K, and that's all on S&P 500. Meanwhile, any of my other account where I would trade actively, I don't do as well. So putting it in my hand and my judgment and seeing like political swings right and left and stock market goes up and down and job reports and interest rate, those accounts that I follow the market, those are the one that doesn't do as well. Meanwhile, the one that I put in for my son, which I'm not allowed to touch because the state manages, because it's a 529, they'll just keep going up. So and then I spent time selling cover calls every week for extra money. But when you do cover calls, you learn some details about it. Like you have to pick the company, and you spend a lot of time. You make extra money, but it's nothing. It's like a little job on the side. Um, so it
Spend time
has
on
the
it.
stock market. What was it?
You spend time.
You spend time.
You don't, and you don't count it. You don't get compensated for it.
Yeah, yeah, it's active income. And then I have dividend stock, and those are nice too. And Bob, maybe on the side we can talk about some of your dividend stock. Maybe I can learn to which one you like.
I don't have a lot of dividend stock. I've not felt the need. Now I'm thinking about that more. I mean, one would be years ago, I got into a Brazilian Petrobras. It's an energy company. And at that time, it was, I think before I bought it, it had been up to like $75 a share, and then it dropped down to below $5. And that time somebody recommended it, and I jumped on it, and now I think it's over 15 a share, and it generates healthy dividends, and I hope it continues. And it's went through different political leanings. They thought that the current president of Brazil was going to reduce the amount of dividends generated to the shareholders, and it did happen to some degree, but there was pushback, and so far it's good. I hope it continues. If not, I'm happy with this performance.
Mm, awesome.
Yeah, my dividend stock is Home Depot. So that's my big secret. But yeah, like you, Andy, I've discovered that when I start messing with it, I make all kinds of wrong decisions. And S&P 500 has been my secret, not so secret, in most of my investing, whether it's the retirement accounts or just a brokerage account as well.
I got it, Andy. So all the stuff you're doing, are you at least having fun doing it, or is it a burden?
Both. I'm having fun, but I have to juggle. I have to juggle between aggressively making like handling my stock portfolio, trying to do something with my real estate portfolio, and then on the back end do assets protections, handle the family budget, handle all the property management. And so I go crazy. It's like 7 days a week. Every day it's about something. And so it's helpful to talk to people like this group. People supportive, knowledgeable, get me a different insights. And so that's why I'm here. I just love talking to people that are knowledgeable about it.
Andy, well, seem like from your experience, we should get you out of your stock portfolio and just let it sit and not doing
Yeah.
anything about it. Maybe we should do like So you should create another business. So you're busy with that, and you just let your stock sitting in S&P 500 so it grows nicely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what Warren Buffett say, right? Like it's hard to beat the market.
I think
Yeah,
it might have been him, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't he the one that made a bet against all these stock portfolio? I can't even speak. Stock portfolio managers that they couldn't beat the returns of the S&P
yeah,
versus.
mhm,
Yeah, it's him.
And there's a lot of truth to that.
yeah, yeah. It's true. So interestingly, the S&P 500 has been around for 75 years, and the Nasdaq probably maybe 30 years, but the Nasdaq has been growing wildly the last 10 to 20 years since tech has been going up. So I own the Nasdaq QQQ, and I have to admit that in portfolio that owns the Nasdaq, I'm beating the S&P 500 because the last 20 years, Nasdaq is all about tech stuff, Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, right? All the tech, and those went wild the last 2 decades. But still, I hold the bulk in S&P because it's safer longer term, and Nasdaq can do a big pullback maybe 5 or 10 years or something. Yeah, yeah.
So what
Yes,
about Jason? What's going on? What's on your plate as far as investments, things like that?
So is it? Oh, come on, boys. So as far as investments go, I'm not really too into stocks. I'm just into real estate. So I believe that you should choose like one direction and just keep going with it. But it's just like with any market, there's gonna be bumps in the road, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, and you gotta learn how to operate when the market is up, down, or just right there in the middle. So you gotta be prepared for all sides. So I mean, right now, we have the deal in San Angelo, and we're looking for another one. And when I say it takes a lot of work, it does take a lot of work to find a good deal.
I think
yeah,
there's a lot of wisdom what you said as far as picking a niche and putting your resources in that. I like diversification, but sometimes we can be over diversified and we dilute our successes because we don't focus on those areas of our expertise. So I appreciate that. Good for you.
Thank you.
So,
No,
go ahead.
no,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I apologize.
No, go ahead.
So what happened is, some of us, like for me, I can't move all my stock assets into real estate because it's scattered across different retirement account. And so like my son has a Roth IRA. I have a health saving account. I have a solo 401k. So it's scattered across like maybe 10 different retirement account. And I can't go ahead and force all those 10 retirement into self-directed IRA and and go ahead and put all of it into real estate. It's just really hard. So most of those retirement account stays in the stock market because I've talked to a bunch of people. Self-directed account, if you use it to invest in real estate, you have to deal with UDFI and UBIT. And you don't get depreciation. You even if you bought it into syndication, you still can't claim the depreciation, and you still have a problem with taxing. So so I still use my IRA to invest in real estate, but it's not necessarily, I can't do it for all my account. Just too much work. And so my IRA will stay with the stock market. If I want to expose more exposure to real estate, I will buy REIT. Those are easier. They just trade like a stock, but they own real estate. And if I found a syndication I like, then I'll use one of the account because I have a checkbook control. for one, but I can't move all my retirement account into real estate. So I'm kind of stuck in the stock market. Um, um, that's where, I mean, unless someone can convince me or show me a better way, because it's hard. I have like 10 different retirement accounts. Yeah. But however, I will say that retirement account does build my wealth because it's tax advantage. The government gives it, use it, and build to build your wealth. So it's important to have these retirement account. Um, and I think that the best retirement account I have is my solo 401k. It has tremendous power. Um, it allows me, I mean, I control it. I determine how much I want to put in it. I can invest whatever I want. Even in real estate, I can buy a property and I can use debt finance and I don't even have to worry about UBIT. So my strongest one is my 401k. But it's also a lot of work to convert a 401k into a self-directed and then manage it because every one of this takes more of my time. And that's why I still keep it in the stock market on it. Mm.
Hey man, look, I always say there's nothing wrong with that, man. Just because I like diversification as well, because like if one sector fails, then you still have backup plans. You still have ways to build wealth. So you got to create a plan and do what works best for you and your family. And I'm all about that, man.
Awesome. Awesome. And I
Yeah.
do like Sophie's idea of starting a side business. That that's interesting also. I love that idea, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Also, we are all make difference. Like what fun for me would not fun for Jason, right? What fun for him would not be fun for Sasha. Or, but like I admire the focus that you have, Jason. Like it's hard, right? Um, but I guess like at the end of the day, if you focus building yourself a healthy body, you get it. If you focus on building your wealth, you get it. You should keep, going to the direction. Then I think we get there, and it might be different shape and forms, might be in different retirement accounts, or it might be just like tons of cash in your saving. But we all gonna head to where we wanna be. If we should keep going.
Absolutely. There's a phrase that I say all the it's goes like this. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So there's always more than one way to do something. There's always more than one way to, make something happen or achieve your dream. You can have a goal and you can have a plan. But if the plan doesn't work, you don't change the goal. The goal is still the same. You just change the plan.
Exactly. Yeah, Sasha, do we change the plan of?
Constantly.
I think Sasha's going into business with Andy, so he's already changed, whatever that is.
I think so. And Bob going travel.
Yep,
Earning those points.
it's weird. I knew this was gonna happen right before I left my job. Like 3 years out, I said, I'm gonna start really focusing on generating more points and miles because it's gonna become valuable when I don't have that consistent income. At least I'll have that. I'll have banked the abilities to go out and do that. So there's been a lot of travel this year. It's been good travel. But I'm actually October. I'm looking for a little break. I don't want to be on the road. At least until the end. I will be on the road at the end. Whatever.
Yeah.
Someday we have to have Bob share with us how he creates all those points. I don't know anything about it. I really would like to listen to it.
Well, that's so with our Choose FI meetup group. It was last year. I talked a little bit about travel, and so I did do. I gave a presentation and everything. There's always moving parts, different opportunities. You have to jump on them. I'm in all these these groups, these networks and all that, not just with the real estate, but with the points and miles. And I've learned a lot. I've saved a lot of money, a lot of time versus trying to reinvent the wheel. Here's somebody that's done it, and here are the ways you can get there without all the 10 steps in between that you typically have to do.
Awesome. Yeah, we would love to hear that presentation if you offer it.
That would have to be updated because a lot of those things have changed, but I don't mind giving a presentation.
Awesome. Yeah, let's make a day for it, and then we do it on this meetup then. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I think we have a great chat today, even we don't have really specific topic. And I think these cases should for us to networking and get to know each other deeper. And I think deep the knowledge about each other gonna help us in our partnership in the future. Uh, yeah, and would love to learn from all of you and update each other on what's going on and keep going.
Well, thank you for having this. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I
participating.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you
Bye,
guys.
folks.
All right, everyone have